Hey, good morning. Jeff here from Bygone with this spectacular 94 F150 that we've been showing off here this morning. Just wanted you to be able to hear it run here at idle. 302 in this truck, 57,500 original miles. Engine's nice and quiet. Let's go around. Hear the exhaust. We've been driving the truck a little bit this morning, taking pictures. But hear that real light exhaust leak. Now it does get quieter as the truck warms up, but it is present, and so it doesn't bother me enough to make a repair, but it's something that I think is worth mentioning. Let's go ahead and shut her down here. For those of you who like a restart, truck fires right back up. It does hold really good idle. You saw in the ride-along videos how nicely the truck drives. Hey, let's talk a little bit about maintenance and repairs and things like that. I've touched on this in other videos, but let's go over some stuff. So when I got the truck, I put new tires on it. So these Goodyear Wranglers have now probably 50 miles or so on them. So when I pulled the old wheels off, I inspected the front brakes, rear brakes. Everything looks serviceable. The fronts actually look like they were done pretty recently. The rears may be still original, but heck, I've gotten 100,000 miles out of original drum brakes on these trucks, so I don't sweat it too much. There's pictures though of what I saw, so look through the photos if that's important to you. Mentioned in the undercarriage photo that the bleeders on the rear were really shiny, and when I pulled the drums, and you can see in the pictures, the wheel cylinders look new. So I'm taking a leap that the rear wheel cylinders were also done. Hey, while we're back here, can we just note how freaking mint these wheels are? You know, for such a long time, all I ever put on my F-150s were the aluminum Alcoas, and you know, I'd kind of scoff, I'd poo-poo these chrome wheels, and man, I've got a soft spot for these things, especially when they're nice and they don't show any splits. These are among the nicest I've ever seen. So, sorry for the aside. Other things that I did. Let's do that. You know what? So I don't forget. Passenger side upper and lower ball joints have been done. You can see tell that by the Zerk fittings on that side. Factories, you know, you saw in the other undercarriage video. No Zerks on the driver's side. So those I know were done. I put a fresh battery in the truck. This is a topper. My friends over in Europe make these, and I just think they look cool. They look more period correct on these trucks. Okay, tune up. Plugs, cap, and rotor. I know this is blasphemy for some of you, but I opted to keep the original wires on the truck. Mostly because, one, they were in great shape, and two, because they're all date coded and I think they look cool. So I made that call. If you think I'm an idiot, please go ahead and swap those out. That's fine. All Motorcraft parts, I'll include the leftovers. I'll include the used stuff there. I just put everything back in the original boxes, and you can have that. So tune up on the truck. Coolant was flushed. You can see nice green color again out of that. Transmission fluid completely changed. This is a transmission where you can drain the torque converter as well. So heck, I think I put like 13 quarts in here, if that's, I mean, whatever the spec called for. So don't freak out if you're like, it's 12, you're over. No, I'm not. It's good. So filter and trans fluid changed. Rear gear oil was changed. I dumped that as well. I just figured because of age. Oil was changed. So that's good to go. And again, back to a Motorcraft FL1A filter. Again, I kind of like the look of all that stuff, so I try to keep things looking factory if I can. So rear gear oil, transmission fluid, oil, and coolant all flushed. Brakes were adjusted so the rears feel nice and good. Got a nice high pedal. I mentioned the battery. Hoses. Hoses are original to the truck. Look, if you're going to start driving this every day, I'd probably throw hoses on it because they're from 1994. But I kind of get off on all these original hoses and the markings and stuff like that, and I don't drive my stuff a whole lot, so I tend to leave it. I even showed a picture from the undercarriage videos of how awesome that lower radiator hose looks with that red stripe. I think that's really slick, so I went ahead and did that. Maintenance. What else? I put wiper blades on it. I think that's it. If I think of anything else as I'm talking, I'll mention it. But again, engine compartment shows like new air filter. Sorry. Super random. I didn't do the air filter, but it must have just been changed because it looked like new, so I didn't bother. Batteries at Interstate. I don't screw around, so that's an Interstate battery from Costco. But again, right, show quality. You're gonna go to a local show and be proud. Open up that hood, show this thing off. All the trim looks great. I'll get my ugly mug out of this. Plating is nice and bright yet on the truck. Those factory decals are still there. These original stamps and stuff are found all over, which I think is cool. Bottom side of the hood looks pretty darn spectacular as well. Just a good, honest pickup truck, ladies and gentlemen. It runs and drives really well. I did a couple ride-along videos just to kind of give you an added idea of how well this truck runs. And notice too that, I mean, if this truck drips, it's like literally a drip or something, but I don't, from the time I've had this thing, I don't remember it dripping at all. And you can see from the undercarriage photos and stuff, everything looked nice and dry. So she's not a leaker. That's exhaust condensation, but the rear axle doesn't drip or anything like that. I mentioned this in another video, but the tonneau cover is really slick on this truck too. Rather than snap into a male-female end, there's just a track that the male end snaps into. Had this custom made. Go back into the tailgate. I put pads where I clamped, where those clamps go down. See, I got pads in there, so okay, so nothing's gonna get jagged up. I mentioned this in another video, but we do have some scuffs on the tailgate. This truck was used a little bit. If you look underneath, it's solid, and it had a bed liner for a long time, and the bed liners do scratch the paint up pretty good. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for an OBS 92 to 96 F150 and you want something different, it doesn't get much different than a truck that is one of 600 in this color combo, and one that just looks this hot. Man, part of me doesn't want to sell this truck. My name is Jeff. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to answer anything I can. Thanks so much for looking. Take care.